Hey, Railbirds, welcome back to the 2023 U.S. National Artistic Pool Championship presented by the League Room and Diamond Billiard Products. We are coming at you live from the League Room here in Parkersburg, West Virginia. This event brought to you by the League Room, as well as Perimeter Billiard Lights, Diamond Billiard Products, Championship Billiard Cloth, Dynaspheres, and PremierBilliards.com. Thank you guys for your support. It is greatly appreciated. Today we are moving into the semifinal rounds. We have Florian Venom Kohler versus Steve the Philly Flash Markle. Let's learn a little bit about these players. Steve Markle, known as Philly Flash from Levittown, Pennsylvania. He was in that 2019 Lincoln Nautilus commercial with Matthew McConaughey. He was the guy that was actually shooting those trick shots. He's a former member of ESPN Team USA, 2013 USBA World Trick Shot Runner-Up, and 2013 World Masse Champion. His opponent today, Venom, Florian Kohler from Las Vegas, Nevada. He's the ESPN Trick Shot and Magic Champion, 2 times World Cup of Trick Shot Champion, 12-time Guinness World Record holder, and he has over 1 billion online views. And I am jealous of those views. All right, we are getting underway. We have shot 5A in Discipline 1. Which is the perfect setup shot. And with that, I'm going to turn the mic over to our guest commentators today, Brian Superman Pauly, James Marvin. Take it away, guys.
Good morning, or afternoon now, I guess. How you doing, Brian?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am doing good.
This is a staple of Florian's Trigger and Fancy Sebs. He loves this 10-point shot. For that reason, right? Oh, looks like it might go short.
Oh, it come up high. Or short, whatever you call it.
Either way. Now you just got to make your adjustment here. Usually it's either angle or maybe a little more side spin. So we'll see which one he
sets
does.
up quick, don't he?
Oh, yeah, especially if these shots that you can set them up pretty quick. All right, second attempt. Yep,
There you go. That's going to be 9 points.
Absolutely. So this match is going to be very interesting because they both play very, very similar styles. Steve Markle and Florian, they've known each other for years. They even got a really cool tandem trick shot video they did years and years ago, back when Florian, looked like a baby, had hair. That's my one joke for him for the day. Very impressive stuff. So they've known each other for quite a while.
Yeah, Steve was shooting very well yesterday. Got to watch him shoot, and he was shooting great. You yourself shot great. Congratulations, my friend. That was a great first round you did. I guess it was Thursday when I commentated your round.
Yeah, it was draw and follow. It was my first perfect discipline. I went 40 for 40 in draw. Just caught a gear yesterday. I was within one shot of Florian the whole day. And then, as in my history, play really good on day 1, day 2, and not so much.
Right. Yeah, I was proud of it. The match you played with Florian and Jamie Moody, I think it was. You shot really well.
All right, here's Steve. Here's his chance to rebut Florian's shot. And if he can get this on the first try, good confidence builder, and he gives himself a 1-point lead.
All right, here you go. This is beautiful. And now he comes back to the table with his shot.
Absolutely. Anytime you can break serve, so to speak. So now Steve is going to leave in special arts. So we'll see which one he does.
It's a good looking shot right here.
Everything dead center pocket. That's awesome to see. All right, see which shot he's picking up here.
Sorry.
Oh,
All right.
Nice.
Man, they're getting right on with it, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be some high power, high level artistic pool you guys are going to see. These guys, like I said, know each other really well, and they both shoot amazing. So, as people familiar with this, he's going to shoot the cue ball off the chalk, go over the balls, kick back, and then split the two balls in the pocket. I saw him practicing this
tough
earlier.
shot.
I saw him practicing this earlier. He was hitting it pretty good.
I jump pretty decent, but I can't imagine being accurate enough to kick and off of a block of chalk on top of that. Looks good. Look at here. Look at here.
Nicely done.
Back-to-back 10-point shots, first attempt.
Steve's coming, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. You know, Florian's got he's got a bullseye on his back.
Well, absolutely.
He's the best.
He's the one we're always
everyone
gunning
wants
for.
to beat.
Absolutely.
So,
You know, the key of that shot is to try to make sure you don't put any spin on the cue ball because it really throws that off. So a lot of us will use a break cue, so you try to have no spin on it. Here's Florian. Ooh, a little off.
ooh. Steve's over there licking his chops.
All right. And you notice Steve
That
actually
spin you're talking about?
I think he's aiming off a little bit. You'll notice Florian doesn't get as low as Steve did. So maybe that's one thing. That's looking decent.
There it is.
Ooh,
Oh no.
good
Ooh.
pick, Mr. Markle.
That's big for Steve.
All right, so now we move on to draw, and Florian leads. But then again, they know each other so well, and they play this very same similar style. It's like, what's Florian going to pick against Steve that Steve can't make? So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what he picks. I have a couple ideas what I think he might pick. Yep. Yep, he's doing what I think he's doing. He's doing the Mike Masse power draw.
All right.
This is a pretty shot. Actually,
Yeah.
Abram pulled this on me in our quarterfinal match, and actually I hit this for the first time in competition.
Oh, really? Good shot. Yeah, this is tough. I'm utterly, I can play pool, but I am utterly amazed how much English they get on a ball from close range. I mean, even frozen. It's just crazy what you guys do.
All right, see how he does here. Oh, right off the point. So the key to this shot, you're not actually hitting the object ball full. You're actually compressing the rail. So there's a part of a kick shot aspect to this. So you have to draw it enough to get to that side rail with a lot of side spin, and then that side spin takes it around.
I got you.
So you'll see from this angle, it's a good angle to see he's going to be actually shooting into the rail.
I tell you what, Sherry is the bomb on the cameras. Oh, he's going to get the hole there.
He didn't have enough side spin on that. You saw when it hit that first rail, kind of slowed down.
Yeah.
So he needs to get a little more side spin on this. All right, last attempt.
This looks better. If it's got the gas. That, I seen that Thursday when you were playing him. The same shot, I think. He just couldn't get enough gas on it to get all the way back up there.
And here's the crazy part. When they're practicing before this, he whipped it around so good that he didn't even need the rack. But just this time, He didn't catch it like he did earlier. And that's the hard part with some of this. You play really, really good in practice, and then you come to the match, and then you just don't hit the stuff you did in practice. That was my Masse round.
He touched the rack, too.
Yep. I literally did that against Abram on my second attempt. It hit the rack and didn't go. I mean, if that cue ball has a quarter ball more rotation, speed-wise, that ball goes. So now here's a huge opportunity for Steve, because that's a 10-point shot. And then also that was Florian's shot. So if let's say he makes this, he's going to get about a 2-shot lead on Florian,
absolutely.
and then coming back with his pick.
Yeah, this is huge right here. And honestly, he doesn't even need to hit it first attempt. As long as he hits it here.
Absolutely. Say he makes it on his third attempt, it's 28-9.
So I asked Andrew a question last night when we was on here. Some of you guys, when you set these shots up like this, you'll take and you'll actually tap set the 9-ball right there in the pocket. Why would you need to tap set the 9-ball with another ball sitting in the pocket like that? I mean, Steve didn't do it, but it was a question I had kind of from yesterday.
Usually you tap them so they stay in the same spot. So if you want to put it like right on the lip, but you don't want it to move, then you just tap it right there so it stays.
Okay.
Ooh, miscued.
Right. Make the adjustment.
Yeah, this shot even too, because of what you're trying to do. There's sometimes you overstroke this, and you really don't. It's a technique stroke, but anytime you try to overload this or power up on it, sometimes that can happen. All right, second attempt now worth 9 points. Yeah, that looks good.
Ooh, this looks pretty good.
Might be a little too short. We'll see if it still hits the rack. No, came short.
That's it. He's seeing what he needs to do now.
Yep, and you see where the rack is located at, so it's actually on the rail. He's probably he's set it there probably because he's going short in practice, so he's going to put the rack there because the rack's in hand. You could even move it out to where it looks more dead center, but he's got it on the rail because he's probably practiced it and it was going short. All right, last attempt here.
Oh, he's going to come up short again. He's too deep into that corner down there.
All right, no points for Steve. Florian dodged a bullet there. So now Steve's going to come back and lead and follow. And it's interesting with the semifinal matches. So usually at these tournaments, there's a theme materializes, and there was 2 themes this event. Both semifinals are basically really good friends and road partners, because our next semifinal is Abram Diaz and Jamie Moody. They're road partners. So that's really cool. And then the other theme was rematch. So our first round playoffs was Jimmy Glanville and Andrew Soggio, a rematch from a previous tournament. The first match, Andrew won. Jimmy won this time. Me and Abram hooked up in the last tournament. I beat Abram. He beat me this time. And then Tim Chin and Jamie Moody hooked up before in the last tournament. Tim won. This time Jamie won. So everything kind of flip-flopped.
Yeah, last time you beat Abram in Lynchburg.
Yep.
with the Evil Knievel jump shot.
And our match yesterday went down to the final shot again too.
Really?
Every time him and I play, it gets so tight.
That's super cool. Yeah, I've been practicing that jump shot for when you come back.
All right, so Steve is picking a 9-point follow shot for see if ooh, this is a good one.
Oh, I seen this yesterday for the first time. I had never seen this shot. That was really cool. Jamie Moody pulled that off, as a matter of fact.
Yes, he did. He did this in the draw and follow round. This is a good playoff shot. This is one of the playoff shots I like to play if I get to do a couple picks from follow. But yeah, it's a double kiss off the ball that's on the rail, and then the cue ball still has a lot of forward spin, so once it hits the barrier of 3 balls, it spins forward and makes a combo.
Yeah, this, like I said, this was really cool. First time I'd seen it. I don't think anyone did that in Lynchburg when I was there. So, or I didn't recall it. Let's put it that way. Most of these shots I've actually remembered. So, it's been kind of cool watching.
You're starting to be a veteran.
I'm learning. We won't use the V word yet, but I'm learning.
Had to remind Steve it's actually a 4-ball blocker instead of 3. All right, the old zigzag follow shot. This is pretty.
So 9 points up for grabs right here. This would still be big, even though he missed that last shot.
Right, here we go. First attempt.
Oh, there it is. First attempt. Nice shot, Steve.
Nicely
9
done.
points
that was
right
pretty.
there. Yeah, that's big. Keep that lead intact. Even if Florian hits his shot first attempt, it still keeps him a good lead. Yeah, that's really cool.
And this is a big adjustment shot too, because you can hit this thin or you can hit this full, and depending on what the cue ball does, that's how you can figure out your adjustment. But apparently Markle had it lined in pretty good because he hit that good.
Never ceases to amaze me what you guys do. That's really pretty.
All right, so now Florian really has to try to get this shot going.
Caitlin says, very pretty. Nicely done, Steve.
Yeah, it's a very pretty shot. I agree.
Caitlin's been watching all weekend.
And we love it when she
We
does.
missed it.
Ooh, so he trying to figure where that cue ball went. I think that was too thin. No, it was too thick. So now he's got to make his adjustment.
Man, if you're Steve Markle, this is what you're hoping for right here.
Absolutely. So he's got to catch more of the 1 ball now. Yeah, you overcut it 3 times. Wow. Good pick, Mr. Steve.
There you go. I mean, that's an absolute 9-point gain right there.
Yep. So Florian is down 2 shots now, 2 10-point shots. So now he's going to lead out and bank kick.
So is this where, like the next inning here, is this where Steve starts coming out with 6-point shots and 7-point shots just to, have an easier shot to make and kind of keep Florian at bay with catching up with you?
Yeah, I mean, either do 6s and 7s or do 8s and 9s that you are very comfortable with to keep that large lead. Because as we've seen in the past, we've seen 20 and 30-point leads evaporate. So there's 2 different theories on it. Ah, here's a nice
Oh,
classic.
I like this shot.
Yep.
This is a good shot. See, you have an option here of going either 2 rails or just 1 rail with the cue ball.
Yep. Yeah, some
I've
people.
seen most of you guys doing just 1 rail for the most part.
Yes, there's 2 ways you can make this. So you can double kiss it, or you can super thin that ball. You can do either way, whichever you feel comfortable doing.
All right, so the 1 ball is going to go down and hit the cue, knocking the 10 in the side, and go down the stick.
Well, the cue ball.
And
The cue ball makes the 9 and the 10, and the 1 ball comes back by itself.
okay.
Just like that.
All right. All right. I got backwards. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're allowed a mess up here or there. No, that was big. Florian
Well,
did that.
there's my 14th for today. So
It's an old like bank pool or 1 pocket shot.
he liked that. He jumped right on that thing. He was confident with that.
That's what he needed to do. He needed to have a 10-point shot that he was confident with to get some points on the board.
So now, if you're Florian, you're hoping that Steve struggles here. If you're Steve, it's really just, hey, I just need to make this ball. So he makes this even on the 3rd attempt. It's still good.
Yeah, he makes this on any attempt. He's still in the driver's seat. All right, so we'll see what Steve does here. Him being a lefty, everything's backwards now.
All right.
All right, here we go. First attempt, 10 points, Mr. Steve Markle.
Got a little full there.
Yep, so now he's just got to change his aim point on the object ball. Again, any attempt made on this, he's going to put himself in a nice spot. This looks good.
There it is. That should do it right there. Oh, no. Oh, what a bad. That's the epitome of a bad roll right there.
Oh, yeah, the cue came out and knocked the ball out.
Because he had that. That was done. Look, he knows it. Oh, man. Yeah, because he was in good shape there. That shot was made.
I've had that happen a couple of times, and it's just your soul dies a little bit when that happens. You hit it really good and get a bad roll. All right, here we go. He's got to regain his composure and just come back and hit it.
Still 8 points available right here, which would be good for him. Oh, got it a little thin there.
Over-adjusted. All right, so that was a good pick by Florian. Now he's back within 1 shot. And now
right.
Mr. Steve Markle will lead out in stroke.
Steve he comes back now with his choice. Now, here's the question. You got the gaps closed up a little bit. Do you play safe with a 6 or 7, or do you get aggressive with a 10, or where do you go if you're Steve?
If I'm Steve right now, knowing that Florian's starting to catch a groove, I'm going to do something that I'm comfortable with, but it's still a high point shot. So if I'm doing an 8 or a 9, even potentially a 10, if I'm comfortable with it.
All right.
He's doing the old school resistance draw shot, also called the show-off spinner shot.
I've seen him do this yesterday, I think. This is a very pretty shot.
Yep, this is a staple. This shot's been around in various variations over the years.
So 9 points. Even if he fails and Florian hits on the first try, Steve still has a lead.
Yep. So we're going to test your math here, James. We have 4 balls frozen to the cue ball. How much weight is that?
Somebody, Jason said it yesterday. The weight factor. I can't remember what he said.
It's 24 ounces. So with the cue ball being
6
frozen,
ounces per ball.
Yep. So with the cue ball being frozen and using like a very similar, almost like a fouette type stroke, it has all that weight to draw off of, and that's what sends that cue ball all the way around the table.
Oh, get in there, 5. I thought I was going to jump on in there.
That would have been impressive.
You guys could have had a new trick shot in your portfolio.
That'd be a 15-point shot. You have to bank the 5 ball on top of the rail and then go in.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been sexy. Look, he's like, get in there, get in there.
And he also came a little short on the long rail, so he's going to have to make his adjustment of maybe changing his line or changing his spin or his speed. So many variables you can change. All right, second attempt.
All right, so still good 9 points here. This would be good because he comes back to the table next. Oh, no, this is his shot. My fault.
Are you good? Well, that's
there you go.
Good.
That looked real good. Dead center. Look at that. He made the adjustment.
Yes, he did. Very good shot.
All right. So that was a 10-point shot, if I'm correct. So he gets 9 for that one. Oh, it's a 9-point shot.
Yeah,
so he only got 8 points. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
You see, he changed his aim point. Man, that first ball hopped again.
Yeah, I see that. He actually did jump it in there. Yeah, that's solid right there. Steve's feeling it.
Yeah, he's shooting good. Like I said, he took a little bit of a break, but back when he was playing, back when he started, he was always a threat back then.
All right, so Florian setting up the same shot.
Yeah, so this would be good for him. He really needs to hit this so he can keep pace. And then he leads in jump after this.
Oh, wow, look at the speed on that ball. Is he going to get it? Ooh,
wow, that was
must
close.
have just missed it. Sherry doing her wonderful job as usual. It's crazy how good she does with these cameras. Oh, just missed it.
All right, make a little bit of an adjustment. Second attempt.
Got the speed. He's the same thing. He's going to come up.
Came up a little more short on that one this time. So whatever adjustment he made, he's going to have to go the opposite direction to lengthen it out.
Shooting with the Q-Tech Avid shaft. TS Billiards 86 says, nice shot, Steve.
here we go. Final attempt. This now worth 7 points.
Nope. Didn't make the 3-ball. Did he make the adjustment right, though? He did make the adjustment, and he didn't make the 3.
All right, so no
Another
points
0.
Yep, so now Florian's leading in jump, so he's going to have to come with something big in jump. I have an idea.
He looks a little perturbed there.
Yeah. Because he's running into some of the things that we've all felt is you make these things in practice, and then you get to the match, and then you're missing stuff that you haven't missed all day. You know, it's like the golfer that has his practice round in Augusta, shoots really, really good, and then his first round in the golf tournament, he shoots, 2 over par. Whereas practice round maybe was, 3 under par.
All right, Brian, so I got a question for you. I've asked everybody else. What is the emblem on the Dynasphere's cue ball?
Looks like a triangle to me.
Jason said it was a propeller that helps the spin.
That would be something Jason would say.
Kevin said it's the Dynasphere's logo. What, you guys crazy?
I mean, makes sense. So Florian is setting up the Derby horse race shot. So this is a good timing jump shot. So you shoot an object ball first, and then stop the cue ball, and then re-hit the cue ball to jump over the moving ball that you just hit. So the cue ball makes the stacker ball, and then the object ball makes the 9 ball. So in this case, he's using the 1 ball. There's a lot that can go on with this as far as how to miss it. So this is actually a good pick because there's so much can happen. Just trying to get some points here, and hopefully Steve doesn't hit it. Hit that with good pace. He just missed the first shot. All right, second attempt. This is now worth 9 points.
All right, attempt number 2. He's a little frustrated now.
Yeah, he's missed that the jump on the stacker ball twice. So now he's got to compose himself, maybe reline where he's at. All right, here we go. Third attempt.
All right. There you go. Oh.
That's one of those things that can happen with this shot. So there's so many different touchy aspects of it. So that time he hit the stacker ball, but then the 9 ball fell down too.
Oh, the cue ball just didn't get out of the way fast enough.
Yeah, they had that aspect of it too. So yeah, there's 2 things that went off on that. So this would be absolutely huge.
Oh, goodness gracious.
As you know, Steve's a little further out than the rail.
Yeah, no. I was thinking originally I kind of like that setup better, not being jacked up to shoot the 1 ball. But back where Florian was, it gets your bridge hand up on the rail for the jump shot. It just helps you elevate.
Yep, a lot of people shoot this off the rail. Actually, Steve's the first one I've seen to shoot it. Well, he's got a long bridge, so he's still almost on the rail. Oh, he switched. Oh, look at this.
Oh, look at that. What a shot. That is astronomically big right there. I imagine if you asked Steve what he thought the score would be about midway through, he wouldn't have guessed 47-19.
All right, 3C in discipline 8. So he's just doing an 8-pointer here for Masse and see what he picks. Elias, he hits it and then raises up. That's tough to do. I think I know. Yeah, he's going to do that big guy Masse. He hits this really good.
Okay. 8-point comfort shot.
Yep, this is literally just a kind of like almost a pull shot if you stop and look at it, because he elevates like a pool player would do for a Masse, so he doesn't go full vertical on this.
I seen that different yesterday also. I'd seen, I think it was Jason. He more or less just kind of curved it around. He didn't really get the elevation on the back end and masse it. Kind of slid it out and it come around. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a good shot. But the person in front of him, the person he was playing, they were a little more elevated on the back end of the cue.
Dan Hosier in the chat, former player. Good to see him. The spear thrower. All right, here we go. Steve's first attempt. Making sure those balls are frozen, because any type of contact, then that ball goes in. But if they're frozen and it's still super slow, there's a possibility it doesn't go.
Right.
And here we go.
You got it. Wow. Steve's pouring it on him, ain't he?
He's playing really good right now.
All right. So Florian to do the same shot?
Yep, Florian's got to do the same shot.
Steve's feeling it today.
All right, now Florian with the same shot. Florian's actually using his Masse cue. Probably going to be slightly elevated like Steve was. Oh, he's going almost full vertical. That's how he's comfortable hitting it. Okay. Make a little bit of adjustment now. That looks better. Took a little bit off of it and overspun it. So now he's got to find whatever the adjustment is right in the middle of that, and that should go.
Oh, he is just super frustrated. You can see it in his face.
Wow. Alrighty, so now we're going to the wild card round. This is where people can pick from anywhere, and Florian picks first, so he's going to have to come with something big.
Yeah, he's got to get his head clear and kind of get back in stroke. This isn't over by far, but he's definitely got to get his head cleared.
All right, so he's going to do a 10-point Masse shot here.
Yeah, this is very similar to what they were just doing without the two rails. A lot of spin on this ball. Oh, Lord, what a shot.
Nicely done. Hit that nice and smooth. And if you look, some people do this. He actually has his foot in the pocket. That's how he's bridging with it.
That ball just stops and turns right. Yeah, that was a good shot. He needed that too.
All right, so
All right.
now here's Mr. Markle's attempt at this. If he were to hit this, he'd really put himself in a good spot.
Yeah, from this angle, you can see his foot in the pocket.
Yeah.
Theo does the same thing.
I seen somebody yesterday. They were shooting this shot, and they were closer to the rail. I'm assuming there's a box there that you guys have to set up inside.
Yep.
Yeah, because Steve's not out near as far as Florian was.
Yep, it's a preference at that point. All right, here we go. He put a little too much on that.
All right, attempt number 2. Ooh, look at here. Nice shot.
Steve's bringing it.
That's big.
That's huge
Yeah.
right now. So at this point, if I am Steve, I'm doing 6s and 7s. Man, look at the spin on that ball.
He might. That was a good shot. 2 really good players here.
And even better friends.
Shame to see Florian struggling a little bit because, I mean, these 2 together playing at this level, this would be a really good match.
It happens that time. You know, you can definitely have
a
bad round, you know. It happens.
The balls roll different every day.
What's that old line that Fast Eddie said? The balls roll funny for everybody?
Yeah. All right. So Steve comes back to the table now with his comfort shot.
Yep, this is his
Where do you
first.
think he goes, Brian?
This is his first wild card pick. Yep, he's doing the zip shot, the 7-point follow shot.
Zaf the trickster says brilliant. All right. I like this shot.
Yep, just carom the cue ball off the object ball. In this case, it's the 6. Hit the 4, and then follow up for the 1 ball. You just got to find your right aim point, find the right speed, and find the right spin.
Well, you make it sound so easy.
That's all the stuff you got to figure out. This shot can be pretty easy, but you got to figure all those variables out first. That's the hard part.
Did he get it? He did.
He almost
First
did that.
Steve's on a roll, man.
Steve's playing great.
Yeah, he's definitely he's on top of his game today. That spin almost took it off the rail too far.
Almost. He had a little too high on that. Some people hit that almost center ball with just the inside spin.
Okay.
All right. Here's Florian's attempt. Got to keep pace here. He just misaimed that, I think. So now make an adjustment. All right, second attempt.
There it is. Good shot. Good shot.
All right.
All
So
right.
Florian's.
So I'm assuming we're going to see a 10-point shot here.
Yep. Yep. You're going to see that. This is Florian's second wild card pick. And Florian cannot pick another Masse shot. While Florian's figuring out that shot, James, I want to publicly say thank you for jumping in the box with such short notice.
You just don't realize what an honor it was to get that call, man. And couldn't wait to make it happen. I thank you. That means the world to me, and appreciate you giving me the chance to step in here.
Remember when we were doing this at the clubhouse, I told you, you know, we may be calling you at some point, and you answered the call, so thank you very much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you just as much, because it has been an honor. And honestly, Kevin and Sherry have shown me so much how bad my stream is. They do a wonderful job with what they do.
So this is a classic shot, and this is another touchy stroke shot. Playing his jump hook, so he's going to pocket an object ball on the side, jump over the bridge, hook around the rack, and then make the ball in the pocket. 10-point special arts.
Yeah. We said he was coming out strong right here.
All right, here we go.
Oh, wow.
Drilled it.
What a nice shot. That's impressive.
That's when you know you hit that shot good, when you don't hit either of the rails.
Oh, he didn't. He followed it 9-ball right in, didn't he? Can't hit that any better.
Nope. Stefano would be proud.
He left an easy setup for Steve, too. All right.
All right, so now here's Steve's version. I haven't seen Steve hit this before, but I have no doubt that he can hit this. It's just, can he hit it in 3 tries right now? And we're going to see.
And that's back to the same thing. He really only has to make it on any one of his 3 tries. He's not pressured. Oh, did he get... Oh!
And the thing is, he touched the rack, too, if I remember correctly with his
Oh,
shot.
did
You
it?
cannot touch the rack.
I wondered if it did.
Yeah, you can't touch the rack on this until after you've made the ball.
I got you. Yeah, I wondered if it had just barely skimmed it.
Yeah, we heard it. So he came a little short, so now he's going to have to adjust his aim point. And maybe his angle. So here we go. See if he makes the adjustment.
Wow. Well, he got around it.
Yep. So he moved it out enough to where he didn't hit the rack, but he still came short. So he has to adjust a little bit more. And after this attempt, we'll have a maximum of 5 shots left in the match. All right, here we go. This will be huge for Steve if he gets this.
If he hits this here, he'll have a 3-shot lead. All right. Such it is. He's still at a 2-shot lead, though.
Yep, so now it is going to be Steve's second wild card pick. So again, if I'm him, just pick a 6-pointer. Once again, we thank all the sponsors that have helped make this event happen. The logos that you're seeing on the stream now, we wouldn't be able to have this event without any of them. So thank you very much.
So where does Steve go now? Does he just drop down to the 6 and 7 pointers and just kind of cruise out here?
I would at this point, yeah.
Because let's be honest, if you break it down to 6-point shots, you're really up by about 4 shots.
Well, he's up. Let me see here, so if I can try to do math in my head. He's up 26. If he hits a 6 and Florian hits the 6, he's up 26 with 4 shots to go. Which then forces Florian to hopefully hit 10-point shots on the first try and then have Steve miss them. But even then, he's still down by 6. So Steve is really in the driver's seat right now.
Whatever he chooses, it's kind of a must-make. Not as a pressure point, but just as a kind of a guarantee thing. Everybody make sure to subscribe, like, and subscribe to the channel here. Catch all of your trick shot action. I think he just called in his shot.
Yep, discipline 3 to be as spin transfer shot. Yep. This is funny. So before this event, he was hitting it a certain way. I hit this so different from everybody else. And I gave him my lineup, how I set this up, and it looks like he's using it. Yep. I think. Oh, yeah, he is. See if he makes it. Yeah, so the cue ball is behind the center line, long center line. Hit the 8, bank the 7 out of the way, and then the spin transfer. Transfers follow on the 8. 8 ball follows in the pocket.
All right, we'll see how he does first attempt here.
Hit 2 full. This is an 8-ball trick shot that can actually come up in a game or something very similar to this situation.
I could see this. What English are you using on this shot?
Straight draw.
Straight draw.
Yeah, no side spin at all. And here we go, second attempt. See if he adjusted to where you hit this, because if you hit it on the rail too much, it means you were too full, and it means you might have to cut it just a hair.
Send Sherry up here, please. Send Sherry up here, please. I can see myself trying this shot in a league somewhere, going, watch this.
Yep, especially works when they're dead, if they're in a center line into a pocket. Yeah, they just hit it with draw, and then that follow takes over.
Right.
So Steve made a good adjustment. The ball got closer to the pocket. He needs to adjust just a hair more now to get it to go.
Yeah, he was pretty close there.
All right, last attempt. Really needs to make this to keep everything going.
All right. I'm actually rooting for Steve. He's such a nice guy, and he's shooting so well.
Right
Yeah.
on the rail.
That's all right, though. I mean, that's all right because even if Florian is able to hit this, he doesn't lose much.
Well, this is a 7-point shot, so if Florian were to get this, he at least gains 7 points. And with how many shots is left, it gives him a better possibility. If Steve would have hit this, it would have almost sealed it. Just Florian's still to get more the traditional way. There's not as steep of an angle. I've figured out a way to do it my way, and it works. But some people, you gotta go with what's comfortable to you. All right, he's just a hair off, so just make another adjustment.
Jump number 2 is
There
good.
it is. 6 points.
All right, so he's still 2 shots down.
Mm-hmm. See, the reason why that was big is because now, in theory, Florian can tie this thing up. He's down by 20 with 4 shots to go. So, foreshadowing, if he picks 2 10-pointers, makes them on the first attempt, and then Steve misses all 3, and then he matches Steve on Steve's picks, they tie him and go to sudden death.
So what is the tiebreaker?
You just continue on the match. So in this wild card, they've each picked 4 different disciplines. If there's a tiebreaker, you just go to a sudden death and you pick one of the previous 4 disciplines that you haven't picked yet.
Okay.
Ooh, I figured this was coming. Florian hit this in prelims on the stream table. It's a pretty shot.
This is another double kiss shot.
Mm-hmm.
Follow the kiss. I seen that. Okay.
Yeah, so he's going to double kiss off the 1 ball, go to the long rail, and then hook around the 7, make the 8-9.
Assuming this is one of his favorite shots.
Oh yeah, he hits this really good. All right, here goes second attempt. All right, so now he's going to change his aim point just a little bit so to come back and not go as long as it did. Ooh, that looked like it was going to start to turn. Didn't turn as much. Alright, so now here's Steve's attempt at this shot.
So if he makes this on any attempt, it pretty much locks this down for Steve, doesn't it?
It pretty much does. I mean, it's not mathematically yet, but we're getting to that point.
I'm sure this would be a huge win for Steve.
Oh, absolutely. You know, taking as many years as he did off. This is his second tournament back. And look at it also from this perspective. This is Florian's first tournament back. So having both of them in the semifinals, that's pretty cool.
All right, here we go.
notice Steve has way more of an angle on this than what Florian did. Again, it's a preference deal. All right, second attempt. Grabbing his tablet, consulting his notes. Trying to figure out, okay, how did I hit this before?
What's he? Is he checking the setup or?
Probably checking setup, but also checking his notes. Okay, how did I hit this before? Where am I aiming at the cue ball? Where am I aiming at the object ball?
I got you.
All right, you see, he moved the cue ball. Hit a little further.
Just not enough.
You see, he moved the cue ball closer. He moved the cue ball closer to the one ball, and now he actually got past the blocker ball. So now he just needs to change up maybe his aim point, maybe a little more spin. Here we go, final attempt.
All right, third attempt here. This is still for 8 points, correct?
Yep.
Had some breaks on it, just didn't get enough curve there. So still a 20-point game.
With 3 shots to go. And it's now Steve's third wildcard pick. So as long as he is up by 21 points after this shot, then the match is over. So if he picks a shot and makes it on the first attempt and Florian does not, match is over. But if they both hit the exact same score, then mathematically Florian's still in it. He would just have to hit a 10-pointer.
All right.
Yep, I know what he's doing.
What's he doing?
One-handed jump. I think it's 1C
Okay.
is what he picked. Yep.
Yep, I watched him do this yesterday.
Yep, so as he hits this on the first try, Florian hits this on the first try. Florian has to hit a 10-point on the first attempt to keep it going. Moving that 9 ball just to make sure it goes.
There you go.
He's not mathematically out of it yet, but
It's getting pretty close here. Getting to the nitty-gritty.
yep.
Wake and breaks is easy peasy.
All right, so Steve is up 20 points with 2 shots to go. Here's the scenario. Florian has to hit a 10-pointer on the first try. Markle then has to hit it and miss it. Then Florian is up 10 points with 1 shot to go with Markle's pick, but then all he's got to do is hit something and pick a 6-pointer. Even if he misses it out, it doesn't matter. Florian can't catch you.
Caitlin likes the one-handed jump shot there.
Yeah, it's a favorite amongst a lot of people. Great shot. Yep, figured this was coming.
Without a doubt, it's a 10-point shot. There's a circular draw shot.
Yep, so here's the thing. If he doesn't make this on the first try, match is over. All right, here we go. Mr. Mike Masse will be proud of this one. Nope. And that's the match right there. I don't think either of them
That pretty
know
much finishes.
Yeah, yeah, he's just gonna hit it. I don't think they either of them know it, but that's the match.
All right. So I'm gonna watch this shot here. Brian, unfortunately, I've got to step away. I'm glad oh, look, he's gonna nail it. Just a little too late though, right?
Yep. Because that puts him, I'm trying to do math here, 11 up. Even if Markle misses this, he's up 11.
Right, and then he's just going to pick a 6-point shot.
Well, it's done. It's mathematically eliminated. If he's up 11, there's no 11-point shot.
Oh, I got you. Fair enough. So unfortunately, I've had some obligations come up, and I'm going to have to pull away after Steve does his shot here.
It's all right, James. Thanks for sitting in with us. It was fun having you.
Man, it was a pleasure to be here. Very enjoying. Glad I finally got to sit down with you, Brian. He stuck me with Jason yesterday, and then I was blessed to be with Andrew. So it was nice to get here with you today.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed, but unfortunately, I'm going to stick you with Jason for the next 2 matches.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm going to do some stuff in the venue to explain the shots to the crowd. But Jason will be back on stream for the next 2 matches. So I'm glad I got a chance to commentate with you because I think we had a good rapport in Clubhouse. So thank you again for stepping in, James.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for the world. I sure do appreciate it. Kevin, thank you too, sir.
Thank you. All right, back to the match. So even though Steve has already won on points, we're just gonna finish out this match anyway, just so they can show off some more trick shots, if nothing else.
Yep. The problem is the person watching that's going to face him is now seeing he's struggling with his shot, so they're like,
Hey, if you break one of our cameras, that is definitely negative points for you. Maybe not negative points off the scoreboard, but definitely negative karma points.
And they may owe some money.
Yeah, negative points out of your bank account. And if it's the camera that Sherry is operating, you're going to get a lot of angry stares from Sherry.
We don't want that.
You don't want that. Is Abram still in it?
He's in the next semifinals at 3 o'clock.
There
Playing
you
Jamie
go.
Moody. All right. Steve's last attempt at this shot. And then we'll be over because he'll be up 11 points. Even if he misses, he's up 11 points with 1 shot to go.
Yeah, but Steve thought this shot looked like so much fun he wanted to try anyway.
Absolutely. Mike Masse actually showed up in the room last night, and this is a Mike Masse classic. So you know what, might as well hit it.
Did he demonstrate the shot?
He walked in and 5 minutes, grabbed somebody's cue and hit it.
He would.
He hits this shot like a hanger. Nope. But that's it. That is the match, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Congratulations, Steve Markle, for eliminating Florian Venom Kohler from this 2023 U.S. National Artistic Pool Championship. Our next match will be at 3 o'clock. That's our next semifinal match. Be sure to stick around for that. It's going to be a good one. Let's see if it's Abram versus, let's see if I can find that real quick here. Abram versus Jamie Moody. That's right. That's going to be at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. That's about 2 hours from now. So we will be back then. Be sure to tune in. Anyway, I am Kevin Ross, also with Brian Superman, Paulie, James Marvin, and the best camera operator ever, Sherry Ross. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys in the next one. See you guys.